Hello folks, welcome back to the Keep Productive YouTube channel. Today I am passing over to Layla, who is from Process Driven. She runs a fantastic YouTube channel about ClickUp expertise. She dives into all sorts of ways to set up ClickUp, beginner guides, intermediate guides, and advanced lessons as well. And she also is a coach and has a fantastic course. Today's video, she's running over 3 specific experiences inside of ClickUp: automations, relationships and roll-ups, and a dashboard to help. So a big thank you to Layla for coming on the channel. Please do check out her fantastic videos here on YouTube. Her channel is Process Driven. I'll make sure to include it below. A big thank you to Layla for coming on the channel today, and over to you, Layla.
Hey Francesco, thank you so much for having me on the channel. Guys, I am so excited today to walk you through my top 3 most used / most loved ClickUp features. And without further ado, let's just dive into ClickUp and I'll show you around. So the very first feature I want to highlight inside ClickUp has to do with automations. And automations are typically something you think of outside a task management tool. But with ClickUp, we actually have automations baked into every single ClickUp plan. And as you can see in my automations area, I'm using 7 different automations just for my YouTube production process. And today I want to highlight 2 of those automations for you to see exactly how they work. The very first automation is when custom field changes, then apply a template. And basically what this is doing is I have a task for each video I have to produce on my YouTube channel. And when I create the task, it's basically still an idea. I haven't committed to creating that piece of content yet. But once I apply the custom field YouTube video, that's me committing to, yes, I'm going to turn this into a YouTube video and not a blog post or an email or something else. And when that YouTube video tag is applied, ClickUp is smart enough to automatically apply my task template on top of the task name that I've already created. It sets the custom field of the Google folder that we have all of our videos linked to, and it also adds a bunch of information, kind of like a prompt, into the task description itself. Now, this feature saves me a lot of time on the prep and execution of the video, and there are other automations running in the background as we move it through different stages too, but I want to jump ahead towards the end of the process and show you one more automation that has pretty much been invaluable for getting my YouTube videos out in one piece. Email from ClickUp, in case you didn't see Francesco's great feature on it, is the ability to send emails from ClickUp to anyone, whether they have a ClickUp account or not, from your own personal email account. So as you see here, when the public URL changes, the custom field changes basically that lists the URL of the video, it sends an email to my video editor who I have to notify every time we upload a video. And it does so automatically with no intervention from me. I put the link in there, it shoots off the email, I don't have to worry about it. And it tells him exactly what the task name is, exactly what the URL was and why it changed, and just asks him to update some of the copyright stuff he has to do behind the scenes to make sure our video is good to go come publishing day. So to recap, automations in ClickUp, probably my favorite feature, and especially when you combine it with things like email from ClickUp and templating in ClickUp, it's pretty invaluable to make any workflow just flow a little bit better by working with automations. So this second feature I want to highlight in ClickUp is one that I don't have to venture very far to show you. Actually, inside this very same area inside my YouTube production, I'm using relationships and roll-ups. And these have been really valuable as ClickUp has enhanced their ability to make relational databases, kind of like Notion. Basically, I can have tasks in one area and relate them in a column, as you see here, to another area using a relationship. One type of relationships, which you're all probably familiar with, is a dependency, basically saying this task can't be done until this task is. In my own YouTube production, I have a task for each piece of content and a different task for when we're publishing and promoting that content. And there's a whole strategy for why that is. But the important thing to know is that dependency is a type of relationship. And it's really important for me to know when I'm working on my videos, what is the end publish date for that video? And because I have that dependency relationship, I can create a roll-up column to tell me that information. It tells me what is the end publish date of the video, regardless of what the due date is for the actual creation of the video. So in this way, I can see 2 due dates, my creation due date and my publish due date, side by side without having to manually retype information or try to just, remember. These relationships being two-way and as powerful as they are, this has been incredibly helpful for my own YouTube production flow, but also for some of the other SOP work that I've been doing inside my ClickUp account, which, you know what, let me just show you that as well. So here I am in my automation database inside ClickUp. Again, here I have a task equaling an automation that I have occurring. I'm using ClickUp more like you would expect a database or a spreadsheet. I have a bunch of columns, but the important column to call out here is the automation location. This is a relationship column. I'm connecting this list where it has all my automations with another list which includes all of my technology. And I'm basically just connecting them to each other so I can see what technology is involved, what technology is housing this automation. That way, if I go into my technology area, let's say one day I want to replace MailerLite with ActiveCampaign, I'll know exactly how many automations I need to rebuild an ActiveCampaign in order to replace MailerLite. I also have other columns if I go into the software side of things, again, more relationships, showing who has access to this software. Do I have documentation for this software? All of this stuff is just relating tasks in one area with tasks in another area and summarizing them with roll-ups if I need to do so. And just to be clear here, ClickUp's relationships are not as powerful as Notion. They're just not. But this feature has saved me so much time in manually creating drop-down fields or manually creating label fields that I'm able to reference things back and forth and summarize data in a way that I just couldn't prior to ClickUp's relationship feature coming out. So if you're someone who likes to be very task-oriented, but also want to store some data that isn't quite a task inside ClickUp, the relationship and roll-up feature allows you to do that in a pretty clever way, if I do say so myself. Now, those are my top 2 ClickUp features, but there's still a third one I want to throw in here, which is the dashboards. So if you haven't heard of dashboards before, they are basically ClickUp's freestyle canvases where you can take widgets, which are kind of like Lego bricks, and build dynamic reports to show you certain things about your ClickUp account all in one place, all in real time. So one of the dashboards I use every single week with my team here at Process Driven is a team meeting dashboard. I actually created a whole YouTube video about this because it was such a helpful feature for us. Basically, we combined a chat widget, which is a building block that allows you to talk to other people, with a few task list widgets, which basically show the results of a search in ClickUp, with a text widget, which allows you to just type information. And we basically created a dynamic agenda. Up in the top left corner of this agenda, you can see just written in text the main things we want to hit on in every meeting. When we get to a section of the meeting, we have a widget, another one of those boxes you see there, that corresponds to that portion. So for example, when we get to unassigned or missing due dates review, which is part of every meeting, we expand the unassigned tasks widget that shows us all of the tasks that are unassigned or missing a due date to just check them over as a group. When we get to the goal review portion of the meeting, we go over to the widget that corresponds to the goal reviews, and we full screen that to review all of the goals of the business for this quarter to see if we're on track. I hope this is starting, you kind of see a theme here, I hope. Then when we get to the KPI highlights, we scroll down just a bit and we go to the spreadsheet that we've embedded inside ClickUp and we review all of the key metrics in the business. Again, everything is all in one spot. Everything is dynamically created. And this dashboard helps us keep everything in one place. So we're not spending the time manually creating agendas or searching around for information. Everyone on the team can go to this dashboard, since I shared it with them. They can go to this dashboard. They can see all of the stuff that we're going to be talking about today and even help add things to the agenda by adding to discuss tags, which is a whole other topic, but they basically make sure certain things show up in this agenda if they'd like to discuss them. Now, I could probably create over 100 videos talking about my favorite ClickUp features. In fact, that's what I did over on my channel. But for now, those are my top 3 features that help me stay productive in ClickUp. Thank you guys so much for hosting me today. And Francesco, back to you.